Beep, beep, beep. 90.8.
What? No, it's got to be 98, not 90.8.
98.
We better warm you up. We better warm you up. We better warm you up. Dude, where are we?
Doctor.
Yeah, and what'd they do so far?
Blood pressure. Eyesight.
Kale did his eyesight. It's perfect, which is really good. Sorry, dude, but you are doomed. Daddy and I both wear glasses and contacts. But I don't think we started till like second or third grade, so you might get a couple more years. Yeah.
You mean?
Then they did.
You mean a couple more years for shots and?
No, I think you might need glasses in a couple of years.
Oh.
Then they did his blood pressure, which was, 98/66, which she said was really good for kids. What else did they do? They did your height. She said you're just under 3 feet 9 inches, I believe. I'll double check that. And your weight was 45.7 pounds. So he's doing really good. This is just his 5-year-old checkup, so everything is looking good so far. And then the doctor will come in and examine him and answer any questions. I don't really have questions other than what to do about this tube in his ear. What, honey?
Can I walk your car so no one comes in it?
Yeah, but don't push the red button. Just the lock button. Okay?
Where's the beep?
I don't think you're going to hear it in this office. Yeah. So just put my keys down. And then I have all this paperwork that the doctor has to fill out for him to go to kindergarten. So
is there any more stuff I can eat at your place?
I did not bring any more snacks. I know you just have fruit snacks. We're going to have lunch after this, though. So he's doing good, and we have a lot to get done. And then hopefully he'll be all done for another year of doctor. That's right. They did the thermometer, right? Your temperature was like 97.6 or something. And they did it under your arm.
I'm pretending with the stick.
Yeah. But then you'll be all good again until your 6-year-old checkup. No shots today or anything like that. Is it normal?
90.7.
90.7. Oh, goodness. We better warm you up. That's really chilly. It's supposed to be about 98 degrees. Okay? You going to check it again? Make sure you're feeling okay?
Beep, beep, beep. 90.8.
What? No, it's got to be 98, not 90.8.
98.
We better warm you up. We better warm you up. We better warm you up. Mikhail's doing good. He gets a little nervous with doctors.
90.1.
Oh, gosh, it's going down. Oh, jeez. You're silly. He's doing really good. No, don't put it by your face now. That's put onto your arm. I'm just waiting for the doctor now. Right, bud?
Okay.
But he's doing really good. He is really nervous with doctors because of everything that has happened in the past, huh?
Like shots, sticks in my throat.
They stuck you for strep throat. They've given you shots. They've casted his leg. They've glued his face shut. They did scans when you hit the tree head on. Okay, so Caleb and I just got back from the doctor. It went really well, his 5-year-old checkup. He can skip, hop, jump on one foot. All his gross motor skills checked out. The doctor asked him to write his name, to get dressed, and identify some shapes, and then actually draw some of the shapes. And he could do everything except draw a diamond, which is not expected till they're 6. So everything for development, independent skills, self-help skills, motor skills is age appropriate. They checked his heart, his lungs, all of his body parts, everything looks good. The only thing is when the doctor pushed on his stomach, she did notice that he has quite a bit of stool in his stomach and his intestine, so he's quite backed up. And I did tell the doctor that he often complains that his stomach hurts, and she said she can definitely feel why, and that he's not making it up. It actually probably does hurt him because he's very constipated. So she said to just get either prune juice or pear juice. Try to incorporate some more like greens in his diet. She definitely recommended trying to do changes through his diet to get him to go more often versus a children's Miralax. But if I make those changes and it still doesn't help, then I can do that and it will help him in the long run. So we're going to try to do that, try to get him to go a little more frequently so he's not getting those stomach pains and that constipation. The other thing she did notice was his tonsils. They're super swollen, or not swollen, but like really large for his age. And she said they're not infected, but they are really, really big. And she asked me if he snored and if he has any trouble. And the only thing is, he is super congested in the evenings and in the mornings, but I think a lot of it could be some allergies. And she did agree he might have allergies and that, it doesn't help. But as long as he's not having difficulty breathing or snoring, it's probably okay. Just want to keep an eye on it. He was going through a phase where he was clearing his throat a lot, and it could be because he felt the tonsils in the back of his throat because they are so big, and that he was trying to like clear it. So nothing really alarming, just something to be aware of for him. And I did just make him an appointment with an allergist next week. I do think he probably has some allergies. There's a lot of allergies in our family on both sides, and he is quite congested a lot. And it's not that he's sick, and when he gets up, it clears up pretty quickly, but then he gets very stuffy being outside. So I think actually a lot of environmental type things versus foods, although he does have the dairy allergy as well. So next week he has an appointment with an allergist. I'm going to go with him. It's like a 3 to 4 hour appointment. They'll do a whole medical history. They'll do skin testing. They'll tell me if he has allergies and what we can do about it. So I have that in the books for him as well. Height and weight are good. He's in the 81st percentile for weight and the 86th for height. He's just a big kid. He's tall, but he's proportional. So the doctor said he looks very healthy. He's, he's just on the bigger side, height and weight for his age. And I've already known that because that's about been his trend since birth, basically. So that's not a surprise to me. He is just over 45 pounds. He is 3 feet 8.8 inches, so just under 3 feet 9 inches. And everything looks really good. His ears, I was concerned about the tube in his one ear. She said it's actually not in the eardrum anymore, it's in the ear canal, which means that I don't need to see an ENT and get it removed or anything. It will come out on his own. And if he has any ear pain, it's not from the tube, it's something else. So a couple weeks ago when I brought him in for an appointment, he probably had a little cold. I mean, Abby had strep throat and it gave him an earache or something. So she said it's not the tube at all that should be causing any pain to his ear, and it will come out hopefully soon on its own. Let me think. Everything else, I mean, he is a pretty normal, healthy kid. She was overall happy. As far as sleeping, I told her like it doesn't matter when I put him to bed, like he fights me on bedtime and he takes him a long time to go to sleep and he just doesn't seem to get tons of sleep. And she said as long as he's not cranky or irritable or overly tired during the day, he might just need less sleep. So he's fine during the day, so he probably just doesn't require as much sleep as some of the other kids his age, which is good and bad. Like, I wish he got a little more sleep because he's not irritable, but like it's good for your body for rest and repair, especially when you don't feel well. But it can also be good that he doesn't require that much sleep, so that if he's out and about, it's not as big of a deal if he goes to bed a little bit later. Sometimes he has some leg cramps or feet cramps. The doctor agreed that it was probably just some growing pains. Unless it's waking him up or affecting his daily activities, there's really nothing you can do. I mean, the kid's growing. He's a big kid. He grows quickly. He goes through these spurts. So there's really not a whole lot I can do there. Just, you know, massage it and he'll be fine. But he's totally on track. Oh, and they checked his eyesight because I feel like he's probably doomed. Dave and I both have pretty bad eyesight. But we didn't get glasses until like second, maybe third grade. So I was happy that he was able to see the very bottom line on the children's eye chart with both sides. So he has perfect vision as of right now, which is really good to know. Because he hasn't had his eyes checked in really a while, probably since his 4th birthday checkup. So it was good to know that he still can really see well. So overall, the checkup went well. He talked to the doctor a lot. He was really nervous going into it. He's been in the doctor's office so many times with something traumatic that he just gets very nervous now when he goes to the doctor. He's very afraid he's going to get shots. He's afraid they're going to stick the stick in his mouth for testing for strep. So I definitely reassured him that today is just a wellness checkup. He's not due for shots until he's like 11 or 12 actually. And they don't have to do the stick because he's not sick. They're just going to check his height and his weight and, you know, check his heart and his lungs and ask him some questions. So he was feeling pretty good through the appointment. He wasn't nervous. He felt very comfortable with the doctor. So I was happy about that. The only other thing I have to do, I did get all his paperwork for kindergarten and get everything checked off by the doctor, except it's a new law now that in order to enter kindergarten, they have to have a lead test within the last year, which is another blood test. He's not going to like that, but unfortunately it is required if I want to send him to kindergarten. So I have the paperwork for that, and I have to call and actually bring him to a lab and get it drawn. So I have to call my insurance to see what kind of lab I can bring him to, make that appointment. Thankfully, you know, he doesn't start kindergarten until end of August-ish. I don't know the exact date. But we have a little bit of time, so I don't have to like jam all this in right now. I do want to get him in. I wanted to get him in to see the allergist so we can get some definite results, because he, you know, this has been kind of a mystery for several years. He gets very congested. He goes through these phases through the year. I see it a lot in the fall. I see it in the spring, and it goes off and on. And it lasts for a while, like several weeks or even a couple of months. So it's not that he's sick. So I would like some answers to see, you know, if he has seasonal allergies or if he has environmental allergies and which type of allergies he has. And more importantly, what we can do for him so that he isn't congested every night when he sleeps. So that's going to be really helpful to get some answers there. Otherwise, he's growing well. Everything looks good. He's a typical 5-year-old boy, and I'm grateful for him being healthy and the doctor signing off. So that was his checkup.